we're going to present an update to our level 3 that was a proof that we need to do a little bit more than only installing systems, and was also an opportunity to collaborate with Vimacan. So let's start. First of all, I'm the Director of Engineering and Information Systems at Iberfar. With me, it's George Avramis from Vimacan as a Product Manager.
Yes.
And then for Track and Trace.
Yep, I'm George Avramis. I'm the Product Manager of Vimacan for the Track and Trace part. And I'm here with Luis to present how our companies work together to optimize Iberfar's existing serialization operations and how we converted the existing system into a more open and flexible system. So before that, I would like to make a quick introduction regarding Vimacan, who we are. So basically, Vimacan was founded in 2007. We provide innovative solutions and specialized consulting services. We have customers in 21 countries, and our Pharma 4.0 platform manages more than 450 packaging lines. Our consulting services help our customers throughout their digital transformation journey and include digital maturity assessment, discovery of and current state analysis, computerized system validation, process optimization, and many more. Now, regarding our platform, our Pharma 4.0 platform consists of 4 main modules. A machine connectivity module that helps you to connect, extract, and transform machine data. A manufacturing analytics module to calculate the efficiency of your lines and processes that helps you to uncover the so-called hidden factory. Also, we have a traceability module, of course, which is the leading open and independent level 3 system. And finally, a digital logbooks module and forms powered by a powerful workflow engine that helps you to digitize your logbooks and your processes. Using our platform, our customers experience 65% reduction in deviations, 35% increase in OE of the packaging lines, and 30% reduction in changeover time. Now, let's focus more on the serialization part and our level 3. Our level 3 is the market's largest independent level 3. It is a line-agnostic and network-agnostic level 3 system that helps you to connect any line vendor to any level 4 system. This unparalleled flexibility that our system provides helps you to free your company from locking into specific line vendors and also level 4 vendors, which Luis will now present.
We start to present our company, Iberfar. It's a group of multiple companies that work either on the pharmaceutical area, either on agricultural and food area. The group includes NMH, that is Ferragnis, Iberfar, that is the CMO, and a product development company called Rodent Biologics that works specifically on the area of biologics, also for the pharmaceutical area. And the food and pharma raw materials, we have Agrovet. We have serialized more than 6 million units per year. We are in Europe, Asia, Australia, Middle East, and some other regions in the world. And we have an increase of about 3% volume during the last 2 years. As history, of course, all these projects start with something that is already implemented. In this case, was our serialization system that on the initial phase was not so easy to uncover how it would work. And of course, when you have a system, we need to live with what the system came from. So this was our initial system with a TraceLink at level 4, connecting our partners, C-Vision at level 3, and C-Vision OCV on the lines to check quality, printing, and etc. We needed to upgrade due to a necessity of changing one of the security certificates. We had some audit trail issues to solve, some open deviations, and the system was not the best to comply with the entire requirements for our process. So we need to do a change, and this was the opportunity. So the project started with the definition of what you need. And of course, we have the main objectives, the ones that we need to cover, the constraints, and the remaining objectives. As constraints, we have time because the project needs to be implemented in 12 weeks, sorry. We have the impact on the lines that cannot be very large. We are a small company, so we don't have a lot of machine lines available, neither operators, and moving products from one line to another can be tricky. And we have low volumes or low human resources. So this is also an important point, because if you don't have a lot of personnel involved in these projects or that knows very well the system, it's hard to capture others to understand it and be there for the project to define it. For the main objectives, we have the costs. Of course, we had an investment done. You have a payback for the machines and everything that is there. We have the compatibility with the machines that are on the lines. And of course, we want more compatibility to buy other machines from other vendors to future requirements. We have the market expansion to some other markets, like Russia, China, and maybe USA, pressured by our customers. Process optimization was also an issue because we spend a lot of hours doing, let's say, non-productive process, as we have many data flowed from one area to another, only to make the lines work. Variable data generated and control from origin, it's a very important point because it's where we need to make sure that really raw data will make the difference. And this means that the ones that control the data and knows if the data is right should be the ones to put the data on the system, and not other guys on the line that are under stress during the operation, and that can lead to mistakes. Final, the ERP integration. It's not still implemented because of some internal constraints, but will be a thing of the future as we're going to merge our system with a planning and scheduling tool, and also with some other functionalities. The other objectives, of course, is Industry 4.0, connectivity to IoT devices, and ready for open protocols for communication with lines, and support and upgrade to be included as part of the package, because we need to make sure that the systems are keeping in running. So to implement it, what we did was to, of course, to select a supplier, we need to think what we can or cannot change during that period, and we did a complete overview of the system. For the first part, will be change everything that is connected with the lines. But for the time that we have, was very tricky to do it, and there is a big sunk cost related with the OCVs on lines, and also with the other points that connect OCVs with the level 3. L3 and L2 replacement scenario was also think. The previous slide, the previous point was to show that changing the entire system is too complex, and I need to connect it again to the customers, and this was not possible at the time. And the next point will be the replacement of level 2 and level 3 together, and this is the sunk costs and all the complexity associated. The last point will be the level 3 replacement. That is, or it was, the only viable solution for the problem that we have, and we selected vMachine for this. So to implement it, we have two environments, the quality and the productive environment. The quality environment does not have normally machines that are available. In the first week was, of course, the start of the project and thinking how the project will evolve and designing what is now going to be presented. So we take or put aside the existing C-Vision system and add up the vMachine level 3 to replace it. The vMachine level 3 includes a virtual line and some other capabilities so we can test the functionalities with level 4 prior to connect with the physical lines. Now, in the third week, we use one of our existing lines that is one of the less busy lines to connect with level 3 to test it and to make sure that everything is linked and worked, to make sure that the functionalities are there and that we can optimize the process. During this period, we updated the SEO or generate new SEOPs, tested, make adjustments, and make sure that the flow of data from the original department to the last one was correct. The fourth step, of course, was the execution of the protocols necessary to validate the test environment and to prove that everything is right. Of course, during these protocols, we test a little bit more than it's necessary to make sure that the line will work together with the existing infrastructure. Now we move to the big step, that is replacing or adding up level 3 to the production environment. So in this scenario, you installed level 3 and another server, have both servers work and running, connectable with level 4, but not yet vMachine level 3 is connected with the lines. So in the last stage, of course, we take out CVision level 3 and replace it by vMachine level 3. And this was done more or less in one-day work with the persons. That was enough to do it. We didn't occupy a full day of work in the lines. We used some only 2 hours, more or less, but it was a full day of work. And the step, or the last step, was the closing meeting. What you learned at the end of the project, complexity was not so great in terms of change with good preparation from start. This was tricky because it happens during the COVID-19 situation and everything was done remotely by the supplier. So the majority of all the tests in line were done internally by ourselves. And of course, this is tricky when you need to adjust things with the supplier, so communication was critical. We didn't need help from the original vendor. That is also very important, especially when you're going to replace one vendor from another. Impact on operations was minimal. The total impact was about 4 hours, and this because of training also to the operators that work on that line. Resources, there's always more or less 2 persons involved, not a lot of people if we think in the complexity of the project, especially compared with the original project that take a lot more time. And support was there during the entire project and was part of the entire implementation. In terms of training, 1 hour training was more than enough to understand the system because the system, in terms of application, is very easy to use. The only personnel that get a little bit more in-depth knowledge to create the SOPs, of course, they need at least 3 hours on the system to understand it and to implement it. What we can say 6 months after, the post-project support was inexistent and exists. So when we have issues, when you have something that we need to improve or to update, or even when you have some questions, the support is there. And this is very important, especially at level 3, on the stress on operations is very large. The impact on the process was also positive with the reduction of the number of supports from our department to the production area. The training was kind of simple and the operators didn't complain a lot. The initial phase is always critical, but after 1 day, 2 days, everyone understand the software. It was not like the first implementation of serialization that after 3 months we still have issues on the lines regarding incapability to understand the full scope of the system. We eliminate some data exchange from the QA to other departments, especially production, this is related with machine line recipes and information to the machine lines. And the system allows us to implement robotic process automation to perform validation between level 3 and level 4. And this was a big improvement to ensure that both systems are working together properly and for the future. And one important note that we really learned with this, with all this urgency, is that the systems are not static, so we need to keep up and to make sure that our systems will evolve with the remaining system. And this means that if we are connected with a cloud system like TraceLink, we need to make sure that our partner at level 3 is capable to deal with change, because it's the one that will capture the change of cloud system and the changes in machine lines. So, Aramis.
As you saw, our solution can be deployed really fast. The intuitiveness of our platform reduces drastically the required time for training. And we can connect anything and everything to drive immediate value to our customers using our deep pharma expertise. Now, I want to focus more on the future and some hot topics like machine connectivity. The future requires to optimize our processes, gain insights, and take actions using data. And our machine connectivity module is based on our open architecture philosophy and support all major machine protocols, including OPC UA, MQTT, Modbus, and many more. You can connect any machine and get immediate value and insights using our manufacturing analytics tool, which is basically a web-based tool that can be accessed by any device, including desktops, mobile devices, and any other device. You can plug it in, and in a few hours, you can start getting performance measurements, including OEE, the changeover adherence, the estimated batch completion time, and it helps you to identify potential bottlenecks and opportunities for improvement. On top of that, the system can be connected with any ERP, and also it can provide real-time notifications through Microsoft Teams and emails. Now let's discuss about the future.
So, some points for the future and what is concerning us, and back again to the previous point. So the system will not be static, and our customers are evolving and requesting new things. Some of these things are related with digital twin and information about the product. The other things are product information across the supply chain. This is a major issue, especially to comply with some requirements. And some of them are prior to us, linked to the API production sites. Centralized data is also important, in data capture in IoT and machine lines to make sure that we can improve productivity, improve OEE, and of course the performance measure. Ensuring the auto capture of data is another point, because we have a lot of processes that are run parallel to the lines to ensuring that the information that is there and that ensure the product in the end is performed correctly. And the objective here is to eliminate these steps, focus on the machine line that is trustworthy, and that we can really capture the data automatically fast and reduce the consumption of resources that we have right now.
We believe that the future is digital and is open. Using the serialization data and additional data sources, we can gain end-to-end supply and visibility from raw materials till market stock levels.
And of course, our biggest requirement from some of our customers, that is mass customization with digital integration, of course, because we need to keep track of what we are doing. The law of process data flow, this is related with one of our biggest projects at this moment in implementation, that is a scheduling for the factory that includes cleaning and the performance of the lab. So we'll merge all the planning of the factory in one unique system to optimize it entirely. And the last one is minimizing lead times in maybe with the necessity to perform postponements on the product.
And we believe that AI is here to stay. AI can help you to optimize your planning your scheduling, your changeover times, and finally, your lead times. But AI needs data to be trained with. You produce a lot of data, and that data can help you to optimize your processes and improve them, and finally, to improve your product quality. So, please stop wasting your data. Act now. You are losing one of your most valuable assets. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any questions?